After a month in Istanbul, we flew an hour south-southwest to Turkey's third largest city, Izmir. A port city of about 3 million people, it rings the eastern end of the Gulf of Izmir. We rented a car and drove about a half hour into the city, where we traded our usual apartment for a hotel in the heart of downtown. A short walk from the hotel, the Izmir Cultural Park is a wonderful natural respite from the intensity of the city. It hosts the annual Izmir International Fair, as well as a weekly farmers market. The waterfront was also a short walk away. Auto traffic can be horrendous in Izmir. Fortunately, pedestrian and bike access are very good, especially along the water. The tram system, while not extensive, does provide another clean alternative. Fishing is a popular activity. We saw rods all up and down the waterfront. This wide open plaza is the center of the waterfront. At its heart, the prominent Tree of the Republic statue commemorates the 2003 80th anniversary of the Republic of Turkey. Just off the waterfront, Konak Square is the heart of Izmir. A popular spot for locals, tourists, and pigeons, it's adjacent to the provincial governor's mansion, Konak, which gives the square its name. The 18th century Yali Mosque, with its beautiful tile work, is another major city landmark. Walking northeast out of the square, there are several nice pedestrian streets that will eventually lead you to the Kemeralty Bazaar. While not as large as the bazaars in Istanbul, there's still plenty of selection to choose from. Izmir was originally the Greek city of Smyrna, founded 2,500 years ago during the time of Alexander the Great. The remains of the ancient agora, or central market, are now an open-air museum in the heart of the city. Visitors first enter the basement of the market's basilica. The basilica held administrative offices of the government, bankers, merchants, and other functions associated with the marketplace. The basement rooms were used for storage. Climbing up to ground level, you get a real appreciation for the size of the marketplace, and can't help but wonder what it would have been like to do your weekly shopping here. You also get an appreciation for the work involved in restoring ancient ruins. Hundreds of pieces of a three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle are sorted by type, waiting to be put back into position. The ethnographic and archaeologic museums are across town. The beautiful building housing the ethnographic museum was closed for renovation, but the archaeologic museum was worth the trip. Housing artifacts from Smyrna's Greek, Roman, and Ottoman periods, it provides a great view of the history of the area. Statues, pottery, jewelry, and coins were all part of the collection. But particularly impressive to us were the blown glass from as early as the 1st century BCE and these Roman mosaics. The ferry network crisscrosses the bay and is useful for shortcutting road traffic. It's also a good way to get a different perspective of the city, and you can see different parts, though there really wasn't much remarkable of note to see there. It had been long enough since my last haircut, so I went to the nearby Haircuts by Fatih Erek, and they let me film the whole thing. My man Mehmed did the honors, and the owner even jumped in to help film. It was a pretty standard haircut at first. Then I got my first ever straight razor shave. I'd trusted stylists many times to not cut my ears, but this was the first time trusting not to slice my throat. One service that, as far as I know, is unique to Turkey is using a flaming cotton ball and a skewer to clean off fine hairs. That was another level of trust. It was also my first time having a face-first shampoo, and yes, breathing was a challenge. One day, we drove the car an hour west to the coastal town of Cesme. Once we got out of city traffic, highway driving was very pleasant. Overall, the roads we went on were in great shape. The fastest routes all seemed to be toll roads, but even the more local roads were decent. And there were a lot of windmills to see as well. Cesme is a beautiful resort town, a nice change of pace from Izmir. The highlight for us was the 16th century Ottoman castle. Originally built to defend against Venetian attacks from the sea, it is now a museum with several nice artifact display rooms. The walls are very well maintained, and the top offers a great view of the port. The main courtyard is used for concerts and festivals. We also stopped by the nearby Kardelen beach so that we could see and hear the surf, and Avic could wiggle her toes in the powdery sand. While we were in Istanbul, we visited one wine bar that had information on Turkish winery routes. Winemaking has a 3,000-year-old history here, and the Urla wine route is between Cesme and Izmir, so we had to check it out. We were well off the main roads, but seeing the vineyards along the side, we knew we were in the right place. Two of the wineries were both beautiful, simple properties. And Çakır's wines were excellent. Urla's wines were also wonderful, but their property was absolutely phenomenal. Their grapes were also so plump and tempting, I wanted to pull one off and taste it. We hope you enjoyed this exploration of Izmir. There's more of Turkey to come, so until next time, teşekkürler.